today we're going to be talking about mushroom substrate and how to mix it and the profitability of it. So I'm using the Maxter's Mix method, and that's basically equal parts soybean whole and then equal parts oak. I have a list here, and this is how I do it. I do a little heavy. These are 10-pound bags, and I do 2 1/4 pound oak, 2 to 2 1/4 pound soy hull. Depending on where I'm at, I'll go heavy on water, but 6 to 6.5 pounds of water, which I already have prepared here, and that's how we do it. So today we're going to make 3 bags. I'm right now growing a lot of lion's mane, and I'm going to get, with this mix, I'm going to get 3 pounds of lion's mane flush 1. I personally don't bother with the second flush. I just don't want to bother with it, and that's just me. So let's get this weighed out. I'm going to first put this on. I got this on Amazon for about 150 bucks, and then profitability. Let's talk that. These bags are about 50 cents each. These are unicorn bags. I buy them in sets of 1,000. And then here, the material we put in is at about $1 per bag. So per bag, I'm at $2.50 for this bag. And it will produce $75 worth of top line revenue. So then you have to figure $75 minus $250 is now where my line is. Now I got to figure electricity, I got to figure labor, marketing, things like that. However, I'm currently not just worrying about those particular things right now, because I'm not paying myself right now with mushrooms, because I just don't really care. So let's get 2.5 pounds of oak. I always say oat. So we'll kind of go in the middle, 2.16. And you're going to notice a few things that I may do different than some other videos you've watched, which is no problem. Every step I have done here, I have thought through on efficiency, how speed it is, how I can do it better, how I can do it cheaper. And so really I feel like I have this system down very good. They do make a chute that all this could happen at once, and I love those, but for 3 bags, I'm not going to spend $2,000 on that. But one day, if we get really big. So here, well, let me just make all 3. To me, I just weigh everything really good because I can. I'm only doing a couple bags, and why not spend the energy and get it precise? Everything I have bought here, I have made. I talk about money isn't real a lot, and basically what I mean by that is, like this thing I got for free because I sold mushrooms, right? I had just a kitchen scale at home I was using to do this, and then when I sold enough mushrooms, I bought this. So in a way, that kind of shows my thinking of how money isn't real, because you do a little bit of work, you sell it, and you get a free piece of equipment. So I didn't necessarily have to, in the traditional methods, go out and make money to get this nice scale. I kind of did it by producing my own product, right? And that's a really interesting way to think of life. And that concept I like to expand on a lot, but that's how you should live your life and treat money. Because going for a paycheck, it's tough business. Working for a paycheck like full-time, it's tough. It's not the wrong answer, but it's just tough. Okay, so I have my 3 bags made here. And if you'll notice, I'm not mixing anything. I'm not going to mix this up because it's just a waste of time, because I don't need to. And I'll explain that in a minute. So water, this is just, I only have the 1 bucket. So I'm going to do 2 of these per, per mushroom bag. And let's do, we're going to do 3 and 0.5. Let's do that. So that's 3.04. So I need to do 2 of those per bag, because we want 6 pounds of water. I like to use warmer water for this. What I have found is it absorbs the pellets absorb the water faster. So when I set it alone, it doesn't like slosh out. Like if that were full of water, it would like try to tip over. In warmer water, the pellets soak up better, so I don't have a pool of water. I have my autoclave going here, and we're going to load that. See how that's trying to tip over? See that? So I just need to hang out with it. I've seen people have like milk jugs or something, or milk crates, and they put them in there for just ease. But where I just do a couple, because this is just a little side hobby job, I just don't. I haven't created a system to fix that problem, because it's just right now not that big of a problem. All right, so that is substrate bags. So I'm really done with this stuff, and now we need to fold them up and then put them in the autoclave. We have a large barrel made. Let me guys show you that. This barrel here we had custom built, and that will hold 56 of those bags. And we originally had that built thinking we were going to produce a lot more, and hopefully one day we will, but we're just not at the moment. So I autoclave these just so I don't have to fire up that big one, and it's just kind of cumbersome to work with. So after the water is absorbed, what we want to do is fold these guys up, and we want to take the gussets, fold them in. And I fold so many of these, so I may make it easy, look easy. But we kind of just like come down with it, take some air out, come up. And I really want that to stay nice and crisp, because that's where I'm going to heat treat, seal it later when I inoculate. Down here, I don't really care if this is necessarily wrinkly. I just want that to be nice. I like to keep the square, so I'm going to put a little pressure and then tuck it underneath. And that one's done. I have the American 75 autoclave, and it will fit 3 of these pretty good. So that's why I'm making 3. So if I were to sell all my lion's mane per week, I would make $225, because right now I'm doing 3 bags per week. So I'd make $225 top line. But we're selling, 4 to 6 pounds per week. So we don't sell quite all of it. And we're just slowly growing that one. I'm doing cold calls to help with that. And it's just a little side business. I started this like a year and a half ago, and I just had an idea, and I ran with it. And that's what's cool about business, is you just get kind of a cool idea and just do it. Like just get after it and start doing it, which is it's kind of fun that you can do that. Let's talk autoclave. So our autoclave, I like to just set these in there. I want to keep the flat facing down so it doesn't get like wrinkled. And 3 of these just barely fit, so it gets a little tight. And because this is so dense, like there's so much material in here, I'm actually going to, once to pressure, I'm going to cook this for 4 hours just to really make sure the heat and pressure gets to the center of these blocks because they're very dense. And I've been doing this, I haven't used that in a little while. I've been doing this the past 3 or 4 runs with Substrate, and it's worked out great. I normally use grain for this because grain has to be perfectly sterile. Substrate has a little bit of variance that it can be not as sterile, just a tiny, tiny bit. And we'll talk about that another time, I guess. But anyway, we're getting into this here. I haven't worked electricity cost out on this, but you gotta figure everything out in business. So with the autoclave, what you want to do is this gap here, you want it kind of even throughout so it evenly pushes down, or you'll get some kind of random leak around. And that's about good, I think. So now we're going to tighten them in a crisscross pattern. I'm going to leave the pressure closed for them. All right, so we're hand tight a little bit, so I'm just going to do a snug tight. And really, to me, that is tight enough. So what I'm going to do next is this, it's not, I can touch it, but I'm going to bring the pressure up to maybe 10 psi. Then I'm going to bleed it for 5 minutes. Then it'll drop to whatever it drops to. And then once I'm back up in the 15 to 20 range psi, I'll bleed it again for 5 minutes. And then my timer starts. The main reason I do that is autoclave is the heat's going to go throughout regardless. But autoclave is also about the pressure. So if I don't bleed out the air, what's going to happen is maybe there's an air pocket in here that is, because you can't compress water, I think that's what it is, but if there's an air pocket in here that is from the original air, it will make uneven pressure. So I might have 20 psi here and 10 here, so I'm getting an uneven distribution of pressure. So by bleeding it safeguards yourself that you're going to get even pressure for less contaminant. And that's my understanding of it. Please feel free to update me with it. But that's how I've been doing it, and I have 0 problems. So, and again, this is just me running a business and trying my hardest to make money, make financial freedom for my family, and just get out there and really try to be something and not, because it's fun to create. I think it is. So, thanks.